Welcome to the Teaming Up Show. I'm joined again by Matt Healy, where we're going to uncover some more nuggets of your past successes and what's helped you build one of the top real estate buyers teams in the country. So one thing that's very important in everyday lives is time. So we're going to talk about saving time in real estate. I think one thing about real estate agents, a lot of times is they try to stay busy by doing so many different things
that don't matter.
That they actually,
Yeah.
so when they go to work, they feel good about themselves that they actually got some stuff done. But what you have done that I've seen is you come in and you will just get rid of all your distractions and really hit the things that matter most. And if at the end of the day you don't have anything else to do, you'll just go.
Yeah.
Which I think is I think that is really good because that just, you can get a lot done if you're focused. In a very short period
I'll
of
joke,
time.
I'll get 8 hours worth of work done of a normal real estate agent in an hour and a half or 2 hours.
I know.
And it was funny because I brought I don't know if Brian said it out loud or whatever, but he was talking to somebody that was working 80 hours a week in real estate, and it's like I can't even find a way to work 80 hours in real estate. That actually blows my mind. And so we were talking a little bit.
I agree with that.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit and just like, okay, so what are some of the things that I did as a new agent or some of the things as a new agent coming in that you can do to more or less stay focused and really save a lot of your time right out of the gate so you can kind of, I don't know, groom yourself to maybe have really good habits.
Yeah, and then if you're getting really, really efficient and you're having more time, then that just gives you more time to grow the business on things that you could focus on to grow the business.
Like making videos.
Like making videos.
So let's start with the beginning of the day, right?
Yeah.
So
okay, go ahead. Yeah.
When a new agent starts on our team, the very first thing I tell them is that you can't have your MLS open until noon.
That's great.
So what is
many agents are looking at the MLS they like to see all the beautiful new listings that came on. And
what's on the market? It's a time.
And
the MLS is the biggest time suck that we have as agents, and it's if you walk by agent's desk, it's Facebook open, LinkedIn's open, and the MLS, and then their email. That's what's open in there.
That is so
and so
true.
when I come in the morning, I'm extremely focused with I have my what we use is Boomtown. I have my Boomtown account open, which is just where all our leads come through. And all I'm doing is I'm going to go through my tasks and I'm going to make sure that that's completed as quickly as possible. And I'll obviously make tasks for later, but your morning is really to create business for your afternoon. Right?
Yep. I totally agree.
Yeah, that's why you're here in the morning is really because most agents, when we don't have like a fully planned out day when we come in, it's like, okay, if we don't have much going on, we have to find business and create, whether it be showings or meetings or just even more calls and follow-up to happen in the afternoon, but that's what you're doing.
So usually in the morning you come in and you're not looking at your MLS.
I'm not opening MLS. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not.
And another agent who is in the office with you who is doing the same thing, you're making sure that they're not doing that too. So then you have about an hour to 2 hours of follow-up calls usually?
Yeah, it's probably about an hour and a half. Okay. I get through it pretty darn quick.
Okay.
And it's actually, so I've had to push back on agents like, well, what if somebody calls on a specific listing or 123 Main Street and you don't have the information? If we have a lot of homes on the market, there's no way for us to know everything. And the script, we just use scripts and dialogues around that because it's never about the house specifically. Because if you make it about the house specifically, they're just going to associate you and a house. They're not going to associate you with a better way of doing business as far as having them be your real estate agent or having you.
So again, that goes back to our scripting video, and you say you have something in there so you don't need to have the MLS open. You have some script that will get them to get you unlinked from that house to show them that you can sell them any house and get them. And the goal again is to get them into the office to meet them and then hopefully get them under contract.
So try it. Don't have your MLS open until noon. And
that's a really good thing because I when I used to be on social media, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, I'm not even logging it in, and I'd make it hard for me to open it up.
Delete it from your phone.
Right. And that's the same thing with MLS because I used to be that new agent who would always be on the MLS learning just things that I didn't even need to know. And over time, I made that time smaller until it was non-existent.
The second thing I do want to bring up is that I've heard other agents say, well, I really want to know the market, right? I want to know what's in it. Well, save it for the afternoon. You don't need to know it in the morning.
Right. You don't.
You don't need to know.
It's the number one time where you're the most effective, where you have the most amount of energy to make waves in your business for the future.
Yeah.
Is that morning period of time. Yeah,
no matter what people say and what I agreed or didn't agree with when I first started, it's in the morning.
Right.
You're going to have way more done if you just dive down and focus and not do the things that don't matter.
Okay, should we jump into about showing homes and saving time and how or when, or do you have anything else to add about waste your time in the morning or when you come in
I
the
mean,
office?
if it's closings, if it's showings, try to push them to late morning, early afternoon.
And we've done that.
Oh, yeah,
I remember a couple of years
absolutely we
ago,
have.
we've made strategic moves to have our closings in the afternoons.
Yeah, when we talk to title, and they just know to schedule things in the afternoon for us.
Right, right.
You know,
That's very important.
Walkthroughs, anything else you can do to try to do it between noon and 4 o'clock. Push it to do it between then. Don't push yourself to have to work till 7 o'clock to do a 6:30 walkthrough. Try to do it earlier in the day.
Right.
To push
right.
to get us into the showing. Quite. The point here.
Yep.
The other things for showing, if you have a client, they send you a list of 6 homes or 7 homes or 8 homes they want to see, just say, I have an appointment right after. Can we just find your best 3? Let's really find the top 3, not the top 6.
Right.
And especially if something's far out of the way, or find a reason that maybe that this one of these 2 or 3 of these houses are probably not going to be a good fit based on your consultation, and bring that up to them and just say, we have time for 3 homes. Pick your best ones. They're not going to not like you because of it.
Right. Well, because you can go back to the consult and say, hey, you said that you want to live in a school district that's like this. You want to have a price at like this. You want to have acreage or EDN or whatever that was.
Yep.
And these 3 match that. The other 3 don't at all. So
and
why
even if
would
they
we go
do,
see that?
there's going to be something, right?
Right.
It's an FHA buyer, and they decided that we're not going to sell it to an FHA buyer.
Right.
Or it's a bank-owned home, and you want to double check because they don't update the MLS as quickly to make sure there's no offers on it.
Right.
Anything you can do to save your time, because showing one home, it's going to take 45 minutes no matter what of your time. It's more likely going to take longer than that when you really driving time, you're booking the showing, all the things that go into those showings. And I know as agents we like to do the showings. It's a fun process, and that's where we get to talk with our buyer, be our extroverted selves. But don't do it just for the sake of doing it. Doing it, for the sake of actually trying to locate themselves or your buyers a home in as few as homes as possible. In the consultation, going back to that other video and saving time, I'll tell them is like on average it takes 6 to 9 homes before I'm going to find you a property. And actually, don't be surprised if we find it the first time we go out. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right, because you've been doing this for years and years and years. You've helped hundreds of people. Once you hear what people are looking for, the technology and the internet has made it so that you can look through the 20 homes that are available or 10 homes that are available and narrow it down to 2 or 3 because you know exactly what they're looking for. So it isn't weird.
No.
Maybe back in the day when you couldn't see things on the internet and it just so way less technology, you had
Well,
to
in
go
a
to more
roundabout way,
houses.
you can tell your buyer just like, on your way home from work, drive by the couple of them. You don't have to take it so they think that you're trying to just don't want to show them homes, but drive by this area, see if you like it. Go to Google Maps to see if the house across the street's a Packer house and you're a Vikings fan. Whatever,
yeah,
right?
Right.
Whatever.
That'd be a big problem, actually.
That'd be a big problem, especially for some people on the team. But something like that, just to save yourself some time. I mean, you don't have to. If someone sends you 9 homes, there's no rule that says I have to go show them all 9 homes.
Right.
That just doesn't make any sense.
Is there certain times during the week or the day that you prefer to show homes to save the most amount of time and make it more efficient?
I'm giving away a big secret.
Is it really?
This is a big.
Well, let's
secret.
not tell them then.
Oh, okay. So moving. No. All right. What's that? So when I tell people I don't work many weekends, they drop. They're like, what?
Yeah, they don't.
They don't believe
it.
me.
And that's the same for Brian. When he talks about he doesn't do weekends, they don't believe him. I'll sell 100 houses and they don't believe him, but it's true.
Yeah,
it's
it's absolutely true. So when I talk to people, I say, home sale on weekends. Why would you go shopping when everybody else is shopping? The best time to get a better deal on the house and less chance of multiples offers is to buy it on a Wednesday, middle of the week. So can you shop Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday?
And that's phenomenal in a market where there's no listings.
You have to. You actually have to do things like that.
We even came into the market when there was a lot more houses on the market, and it was still good to do things like that because the best ones still sold.
Yes.
So in any market, it doesn't matter because you want to get to the best properties at the best price, and the best homes at the best price always sell.
Yep.
So you're trying to figure out a way to get in there. And obviously, then someone's going to maybe say, well, what happens if it gets listed Friday?
Well,
Then you might be on a weekend.
Then we go Friday.
But you're trying, for the most part, whatever that percentage is, 70, 80, 90% of the time, you're able to get it so that
it's
you
not
can
on a
show
weekend.
and
I get I work, right?
Right.
I get that all the time. And it's 5 o'clock. And if it's after 5 this time of year when it's dark out,
Right.
and it's middle of winter,
Right.
I'll say it's it gets dark at 5 o'clock. I don't really want to show you when it's dark out.
Right.
We could miss things.
Right.
And that's the complete honest truth. But
not only just from the house itself, but the neighborhood.
yeah, and
Can't see
if you
anything.
work, 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever it is, so you have no window there, you say, You know, do you have any PTO you could bring up? You have a day off you could take. Let's have some fun with this. You know, let's take a
Right.
day off. You can, you know, go out to lunch afterwards. And for a big financial decision like this, I don't want you to shop when everyone else is shopping. I want to try to get you a little better deal, and the way we do that is middle of the week. So that's
like
one of the
that.
ways. Yeah, one of the ways we.
Well, that's where you've
get around
always
some of that
come.
stuff.
You've always come with a kind of a mindset of abundance, where you can show them that you can provide great value, and it doesn't have to be like their way or the stereotypical way. You can say, "This is what we've done. This has been really successful," and you really live by those things. So
Yeah.
a lot of agents will talk about this stuff, but you actually live it, and I've seen it. So. I think it comes from a really, really, really good place.
And I say no for like good reason. It's not just because
Right.
I want to save myself time, which is actually a big part of it.
Right.
But it's acting in their best interest and try to help them get out of their own way a little bit.
Yeah.
Because so many people are like, because looking at homes is really fun. It's a fun process. They enjoy it. But at some point they get burnt out, and I don't want them to hit that point. I want them
Right.
to find a house they really love before they hit that point. Otherwise, they could turn into 6 or 12-month buyers versus, you know,
Right.
I'm ready to go right now.
Right.
Why their motivation's high, why they're really excited about it, and that's why I do these things. You know, one, it saves me time, but it also saves them a whole bunch of time
Great.
and an easier process for them.
Yeah, no, that's what professionals do. They make it easy. They take the reins, and they're just the experts. And so that's what people want. People want to be around experts that know what they're doing, know that their people are going to have their best interests at heart, and that's something that you've always been able to do, and it's been very impressive. I think we take it sometimes for granted just for how long we've been doing that and just how good you've gotten at that.
Well, I think I had the benefit of learning or not knowing any different.
Yeah, right.
You know,
I think so too. I think so
is
too.
I just took what
good
the-
habits right away.
What
right?
are the top people in the country doing? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going to do that.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, I'm not going to. And everything else around me is irrelevant. What other
Right.
people, and I've seen, oh, this person works every weekend and they make a ton of money and they love their job. Well, great, but that doesn't mean you can't do it a different way.
Right, right.
You know, and
Yeah.
understanding that was a big part of it for me.
Yeah, no, I think you stood on the shoulders of giants where you've seen what other people have done to be successful, and you're like, I want that, so I'm just going to copy it. Because we hear a lot of times is people that help other people, we hear a lot of times where people get stuck a little bit in kind of their habits, where they learned it by themselves or saw someone that was less successful doing something, and they've done it. Now they got to kind of switch gears if they want to rise to the next level where they have time off, where they have weekends, where they have evenings.
They
you
might
know,
have
things
to
like
do
that.
a complete shift
Right,
and how
right.
they've done things.
Right.
But
So
it
glad you tuned in to another Teaming Up video. If you have any questions or you want to submit something that we can talk on, feel free to, on Teaming Up, fill out the contact information, and we'll get back to you on that. But I think, Matt, we're done for this time. Maybe we'll shoot some more in the future, and it'd be great. It was good talking to you.
All right, thanks, guys.